So what do you say to someone that may feel like they're at some sort of like not dead end job, but something that isn't so fulfilling, and maybe they don't know what they want?
I know exactly. Well, if they don't know what they want, I would say you have to try something, because I set up my job and I would think, I know this isn't for me. I know I want to do something else, but I wasn't doing anything. I was going to work, I was coming home, and I was like expecting or hoping something would fall in my lap. Mm-hmm. And when I started making YouTube videos, like I was embarrassed about it in the very beginning. I was like, this is stupid. Like I don't want anybody to know. And then like, as I started making money, I was like, okay, it's kind of cool now. But I would have like fell in love with like the backstage of it all if I hadn't tried. So you have to try something initially. And I think deep down, most people probably know what they want to do, or generally like what would make them happy, but they're afraid or they don't want to try. Like I knew my personality, like on camera and like doing funny, goofy things or like doing something creative is like along the lines of like who I am. But, I was just like, playing it safe, which is fine. Nothing wrong with playing it safe and going to a normal job. Like it helped me pay for my wife, pay for my wedding, pay for like my house.
That's the crack. That's the crack. We found it.
All right. So
pay for all that. Pay for my lifestyle. But once you try and find something that you enjoy, the two things, like the two words, like if you have a dream, if you have a vision, if you have a goal for yourself, like do not settle for anything less. Like for me, like in my marriage, like I was not settling until I found the person I knew I was going to marry. And like, I'm sure there's other aspects of my life where I'm like, I'm not settling. I'm not compromising on this. Like, why would you compromise in your work that you do for the majority of your life? And if you have a dream, if you have a goal, have you ever seen The Pursuit of Happiness?
A long time ago, yeah.
Like I basically imagine like the scene where Will Smith told his kid, like, don't ever let anybody tell you like you can't do something, because your like visions for your life is like unique to you. Like same for you. Like nobody has your vision. Like everybody's success story is different. And like if you like truly and honestly believe in it, like go after it. And then like the second part to that is like, if you're scared and you feel like you're not good enough, the truth is you're not good enough. You can't do what you want to do. But the only way that you can get to where you want to go is by trying, failing, and learning, like, and doing that over and over and over and over again until you get where you want to go. Right? I mean, like when you first started this, like obviously like, if you look back at your YouTube videos in the very beginning, like obviously right now you know so much more and whatever. And man, my whole message, I would think like, just go after it, man. You got one life. Like obviously like you need to take care of your essentials. You need to pay your bills. But like,
is there anything right now you're not going after? There's got to be something where it's like maybe you're held back a little bit somewhere.
That I'm not going after?
Yeah. Like you say, go after your dreams. Is there something right now that you've not gone after yet?
No, I think I'm doing everything that I would want to do. Like my vision, so like my 5 to 10 year vision, like, so I have this little media company or whatever you want to call it, running these channels. And then I have 2 channels that are 100% my ownership. Like I would love to like just slowly scale those and make that like something that's 100% mine. I'm not working 50-50 with somebody, or I'm not working for somebody else. Like this brand, this channel, whatever is like completely mine. And like my whole strategy is that like, I'm just going to upload a video on my personal channel and make it the very best video. If it's once a month, sure. And basically what I just told you, like, chase your dreams. And if you're not good enough, you're not, but you have to try. Like just make something like that. But as serious as that is, adding comedic, like snaps in it and stuff like that. Like at the end of this video I hold up my phone and says, your dreams are calling. I'm like, so I give my little spiel to end. So like, are you going to answer? I press the thing, screen goes black, and then it goes, we've been trying to reach you on your car extended warranty. That's just like funny things like that. And that's like, that's what I find enjoying. Like, cause I think I have like a good serious message for somebody, but you got to mix it up with comedic. Okay. I'll tell you one thing, just hit me. The one thing that I want to do eventually is I'd love to coach football. Like I played football my whole life, and there's like 2 aspects of it. I think like coaching aspect of just like developing like kids, like their mentality. Cause I think sports is a lot of what shaped of who I am today. Like realizing that, hard work, struggle, and find, I mean, look at me. Do I look like a football player to you? No. Yeah, I look like a kicker maybe, or a punter. But like I always took that like with a chip on my shoulder. And
the water boy.
Yeah. And so like I think football has definitely shaped my mentality. I'd love to coach and just like give that back to kids. But I also think that YouTube is another platform that you can do that. Like just like we were saying earlier, like the amount of lives that you've affected would far surpass like any coach that's not like, you know, like Nick Saban, like a big coach, college coach or whatever, or NFL coach. But I would love to coach because I think that feeling is something that is hard to get, is like in the locker room before a football game, or like going out there and playing a game, and just it's a feeling that I rarely feel anymore. You know, I used to feel it like every Friday night when I play football. I didn't play too much in college, so I didn't really like get pumped up for the games. But that feeling going out there and just going to war is fun. And just that adrenaline rush. I had that same feeling like when my wife was born, when my daughter was born. That was definitely something. Yeah.
Let's go back to your wife. How expensive is your wife? You said
so we have two different personalities.
Yeah.
Like me, I'm like, I'll sleep on this floor. I'll save every cent I have.
Yeah.
And I would want to invest it. And she's like, well, let's do this. Let's live a comfortable life, which is perfectly fine.
Okay. You can't compromise, right? Because don't compromise on the things you're passionate about.
Yeah. No, that's the most important thing. My five and kids. So obviously, I compromise on some things like that. So yeah, she's a social worker. She deals with like cancer patients when they get diagnosed with cancer, and just like talks them through that. So she has like a really like tough job, and that's something.
How do you deal with that? Because I'm sure she has to come home after hearing that, and
I just try to listen.
I don't know how you could be a beat.
I just try to listen. You know, I think it's kind of hard for me because we've kind of had some meaningful, serious conversations here, but like for the most part, I'm pretty much like go with the flow. Like, oh, you know, whatever. Like it's just like I just try to listen and just be a soundboard for her, really, and support anywhere I can. But yeah.
All right, Colby, I gotta know, man. What do we need to work on?
What are we doing wrong?
Yeah, we want you to consult us.
Okay. Yeah. Here we go. Okay. So what are you trying to improve, I guess? Like what do you want to, just the whole brand overall? This is what I would say. This is what I would say, okay?
Listen,
okay.
You know us.
This is what I would say.
Tell me.
How many hours a day do you work on like strictly YouTube?
8 to 12.
Yeah. This is why I honestly think like to scale and grow, I feel like you have to start to delegate a little bit. And I know you want to keep that personal brand and keep that personal touch, which I'm sure there's a way to do it, but the majority of your money's coming through AdSense, right?
Yeah. That's plus
like,
sponsorships.
Yeah. So like 10 years down the road, are you like, I know you got the iced coffee hour, but like I would probably try to, for you personally, like to keep on trying to build a business behind the YouTube. So like 10 years down the line, 15 years down the line, you have a sustainable business that runs without YouTube. And I think the only way to scale and keep going is by bringing quality people in to do the work. Because one of the football sayings is like when it's crunch time and you got to score a touchdown or you're thinking of a play, like you don't think of the plays, you think of the players. And like it's the people that are going to drive the business. And I think, like I said, I've been working with Pineda and just seeing how he does things. Like obviously it's two different operations. You know, you can be successful doing two different things, but he's just got a team of people to able to buy back more of his time. So if you had extra 5 or 6 hours a day, what could you be doing other than editing YouTube videos, you know? And I'm sure you've had that. I would say doing that just for like the longevity of like the future of like building income outside of YouTube. The main channel, the second channel, I don't watch that much. This is actually the only channel that I do watch every Sunday.
Really?
Yeah. This is every week. This is the only channel I watch.
There's a lot of people who I see in the comments who are like, "This is my Sunday morning."
Yeah.
And when we post late, it throws them off.
Yeah.
Like we post at 9:30, 10. It's like the morning is ruined.
I plan on doing the dishes and listening to this podcast.
Wow.
And the reason I listen to it, I would be curious. Like, obviously, if you made it this far, I would just say like comment like why you watch, so you guys know, because I think that's good to know.
That's true.
No, absolutely.
That is true.
I watched this podcast because majority of it was YouTubers, and I was like, I want to hear their story. I want to find like a little nugget and like take that nugget from their story, and like apply that to my own.